It's nice to have you on the program Sports Desk.
Well, nice to be on the show. Promise Sefoge, how are you today?
Well, Mian is fine, Wale. Let's take a look at them.
Oh, Mian, how are you?
Very much fine, Wale. How is Canada?
Yeah. Well, Canada is fine. It's cold today, and wonderful weather out there. And of course, some of us here in Canada, Nigerians in Canada, we've been discussing the Super Eagles match. The first leg played on Friday was one match that many Nigerians felt that I think it's enough. It's high time we tell the coach to go because Jose Pesero has not done anything to change the Nigerian tide. We thought that after the sack of Ganotra, we're going to get a coach that is going to change the tide of the Super Eagles, bring something new to the Super Eagles. But in over 8 matches, I've not seen anything different. I think that, in fact, the Super Eagles is getting worse than it used to be. So perhaps it's time for us to let him go. I just think it's time for him to go.
Well, when we say if it is time for Jose Pesero to go, Gannett Raw, you made mention of Gannett Raw, and then reports as it, unconfirmed, that Gannett Raw was recommended by Arsene Wenger. And there was also the flying kite that Jose Pesero was recommended by Jose Mourinho. Whichever way, Wale, when we take a look at what the Eagles have churned out in the last couple of games and compare it to other African teams, most notably the Atlas Lions of Morocco, is it the right time to start questioning if we're on the right path with Jose Pesero?
Yeah, I think it's the right time. We saw the Super Eagles team that played under Ganotra. As much as the team was getting a result, the team was not performing well. And of course, many Nigerians wanted a Nigerian team that can play football, a Nigerian team that can put 1 or 2 passes together, a Nigerian team that can go on the offensive and give you results at 90 minutes. And I thought that perhaps Ganotra was not able to satisfy our expectations. So we felt that it was time for us to go for a change. They went for Augustine Eguavon. Augustine Eguavon started well at the Nations Cup. He was brilliant in the first match against Egypt. And many Nigerians thought that this indeed is the Messiah we have all been waiting for. But again, Augustine Eguavon, as you know, over the years, we always fail when it matters. So Eguavon was eased out. And of course, my anger is the fact that if you are going to sack any member of that coaching crew, you need to sack the entire coaching crew. Now, they sent Eguavon packing and they retained Salisu Yusuf in the team. I mean, they sent Eguavon packing as national team coach and they made him the director, the director of the NFL technical department. They made Salisu Yusuf the assistant to the new coach. And of course, they sacked Emmanuel Amunike. To me, that was a big mistake on the part of the NFF. Now, if you are going to do that, Augustine Eguavon, as we all know, has no technical ability, has nothing upstairs. So why do you not shift him to become the technical director? Again, the sad part too is the fact that a technical director that does not have any input in the national team selection is not a technical director. So they brought him there, they left him there, and he has not been impacting on the coaches. There's nothing that Augustine Eguavon will tell Jose Pesero that he will do. And again, there's another problem with Nigerian football. We have a secretariat that is not functional. A secretariat that is not functional. Now, let me tell you something. The board of the NFL was elected in September 2022. Since September 2022 to date, we don't have a technical committee for the Nigerian Football Federation. They have not been able to appoint members of the technical committee. And there's no way a national team will function without a technical committee. Now, the funny thing is this. I spoke with a member of the technical crew who told me that some of the players that were invited to the national team, we are not invited by the head coach. So who is inviting these players? I said, those are the questions Nigerians need to ask. Some of these players just come into camp without even the coaches knowing who invited them. So that takes us back to the board. We have a board of 13 members, and out of that board of 13 members, I must tell you, that we have at least 3 members or 4 members of that board that have players in the national team. They have players in the under-17 national team, under-20 national team, under-23 national team, and of course the Super Eagles. So I think it's high time the NFF remove themselves from the national teams. Once they are able to do that, then we can begin to see success. We have a secretariat that is not functional. Let me also tell you one interesting thing. The members of the technical, not the technical committee, the technical department. We have about 4 members of that technical department that are on contract with the NFF. Their contract have since expired, but these guys have not been told to go. They've been left there. They're not working. They're not doing anything. They're in that department, and of course, they have not been able to impact anything into the under 17, under 20, under 23, and of course the Super Eagles. So we just have everything in the NFF is dormant. Nothing is happening in Nigerian football, and of course the coaches are just having a field day. The players come to camp 3 days to the match. They go play the match. They fail, and they come back and give us excuses. Today they are telling us it's because of the pitch. Now let me ask you a question. Pesero played 5 friendly matches before the match against Guinea-Bissau, and he lost all 5 friendly matches on good pitches. Now, if you lose 5 friendly matches on good pitches, and you now came back and play in the match against Guinea-Bissau in Abuja, Guinea-Bissau before that match was ranked 116 in the world. Well, of course, the Super Eagles was ranked about 30 in the world. So how will a team ranked 116 in the world come to your own and beat you at home? And you are telling us that it's because you played on a bad pitch. Why didn't you even pick them? Why not wallop them?
Wale, let me interject here.
Why not wallop them by 5 goals to nil?
Wale, let me interject here and take a look at some of the issues you've raised. Let's come to the team critically. In the past, when it comes to the Super Eagles, we've seen managers work with what people call captains in the national team. Captains stood up for the players. Stephen Okechukwu of blessed memory is one. Vincent Enyama was eased out of the Super Eagles because he was outspoken. Now, if there were challenges in the team and the players don't even have someone to speak for them, what does this say about the captain's armband in the Super Eagles today?
About 4 days ago, I did a story on the captain. And then, of course, a few interviews here and there on that particular issue. In fact, the current captain of the national team, is so angry because of that story. But again, you know that I'm one person that doesn't even care who is angry or who is not angry. Now, the fact is this: Ahmed Musa was appointed captain of the national team. Ahmed Musa was appointed because he's one of the oldest players in the national team. But again, what has Ahmed Musa brought to the table? Ahmed Musa currently plays in Turkey for 90 minutes. I can tell you that in 6 months, Ahmed Musa have not been able to garner up to 100 minutes on the field of play. 100 minutes on the field of play. So how do you now want that kind of player to be the captain of the national team? In the last few matches that the Super Eagles have played, Ahmed Musa is always on the bench. In fact, in our last match against Guinea-Bissau that was played in Abuja, do you know that we changed the captainship armband 3 times? 3 times in that particular match. We started the match with I think Ndidi wearing the captainship armband. Along the line, they gave it to what's his name, Moses Simon. Then Moses Simon later gave it to Ahmed Musa. 3 players in a particular match. In fact, when Ndidi gave it to Moses Simon, Ndidi was still on the field of play. So it tells you how bad the situation have gone in the national team. We need to have somebody who has got the guts. We need to have a player who has got the mentality, a player who has got the command, a player who can talk to other players and other players can listen, a player who can also confront the NFF and tell them, look, things are not going right, a player that can tell the sports ministry that this pitch, this stadium is not the perfect pitch for us. We cannot play here if you think the pitch is the problem. But again, I told you that the pitch has never been the issue. But if you want to tell the ministry that the pitch is not good enough, say it and stand on your point. I am not happy with the fact that we have a captain that cannot speak, a captain that sits with the NFF to discuss, to wine and dine, a captain that has compromised. That is the kind of captain we have. Let me tell you a story. A certain player in the national team called John Noble was invited to the national team for the first time. He went to the Nations Cup. After the Nations Cup, they have not been able to pay him his bonuses, his full entitlement from the Nations Cup. And the young man went on media and started complaining. Ahmed Musa came out publicly and attacked his teammate. Ahmed Musa has collected his own money. He attacked the young man and said that it's because the young man sent in the wrong account details. That he does not even have a domiciliary account. So those are the issues. We need players. We need a captain that can defend his team, a captain that can confront the NFF, not defend the NFF. Ahmed Musa has always been there defending the NFF and defending everybody. He doesn't fight for the players. He doesn't stand out to say, look, we want things to be done the right way. These players have not been paid several match bonuses in the past, even match allowances. There are monies that are being owed these players. But because they don't have a captain that can speak, they just sit down on these issues, and these issues are allowed to go. And that is why you see players that are not dedicated, that are not committed to national team. Let me also let you understand one thing. The only thing Ahmed Musa does in that camp presently today is to do the initiation. A new player comes to camp, and he gets the music, and he starts dancing. That is the only thing he offered the national team. Ahmed Musa should be told to leave the captainship number to somebody who can do it. And if you ask me, the player that can do it is Victor Osimhen. That is the only committed player in the national team today.
Adewale Ajayi, we will tag this Act 1, Scene 1. We will be back for Act 1, Scene 2, when we'll indeed agree on a date. I must say a very big thank you for indeed finding out time to talk to us on the program Sports Desk.
Thank you so much, Mian. Thanks so much.